That's it. I'm out. I'm done.
And thank you all for watching, everybody.
Actually, speaking of which, I enjoyed the fact that last week when I said go with the theme song, like 5 minutes in, you went with the theme song.
Yeah, of course. I thought that'd be a great touch. And some guy
It was appreciated.
some guy commented,
Yeah,
"Where's the theme song, loser?" What?
Yeah, and then deleted the comment after I said the theme song isn't there. He's like, oh, I guess I should delete that now.
Yeah. Do you know who that was, Anwi?
I don't know, some retard probably.
Confirmed. Anyway, hello everyone. This is In the Bread podcast. We have with us the all-natural Nuggsy, the insistently incestual Anwi, and the master of perverts, myself, Deadhead, with you tonight.
When can we be the perverts?
When you've mastered
With
it.
you.
You don't like being all-natural? You got no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, 100% organic.
Well,
I don't write the rules. I just make them up.
that's bollocks.
How's everyone's day been?
It was pretty shitty up until an hour ago.
And why is that?
I have no idea. It was just like a mood shift.
Hmm.
I was fucking annoyed and it was over today. I just want to get home.
That's like every day of my life. Then I realize I already am home.
Hey!
Okay, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. And how about you, aren't we?
I'll stop banging. I'm sorry.
How
Will
about
I?
me? Well, you know, shits and giggles is what you say.
Well, how was work?
Yeah, shits and giggles, mate.
Well,
Which one are you doing more of at the moment?
he's obviously buying like huge quantities of laxatives and watching funny videos on the toilet.
Oh, speaking of which, there was a
Wait,
video that popped
of which?
up. Yeah, of witches.
Okay.
There was a video that popped up in like the suggested videos, and it was, 1 hour, 1 laugh hour, and I have a feeling the video was meant to make you laugh for an hour, but the wording of the video itself, which was 1 laugh hour, I thought was a bit weird. Sounds like the measurement of time is in laughs.
1 laugh hour. Hang on, this is gonna 1 laugh.
Yes.
The hell are you guys talking about?
I don't know. I'm just as perplexed as you are.
Look, this podcast is going to go for 1.5 love hours at this rate. Laugh hours.
It reminds me, actually, you know what? I remembered the other day, Lever, that you sent me. I just gotta go find it first. No, that's not it. Come on.
Something.
It was huge. It was like 12 inches long.
It's huge.
Was it this one?
Couldn't have been mine.
No, I don't think it was
Must have been
yours.
someone else.
It's pretty small.
I think you photoshopped it on. Here it
Like
is.
the testicle?
Here it is. Oh, that was all natural. That
Oh, that was a great picture.
that was something I wish to perfect one day. Photoshopping Lever's face
That was pretty good, though.
onto testicle.
Oh, that shit's so old school.
You remember that? That was
Of course.
14.
Oh, I remember seeing that for the first time. I just couldn't handle my shit.
You told me to read it out loud, and I couldn't. I didn't. I was like, okay, I can read this out loud.
You already struggled to read anything out loud. Imagine trying to read this.
Wait.
Oh.
Is it? It's the first one. Lol at the screenshot. Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go wanted to look more like? Oh, poetic.
I could tell you did a better job than me reading that. I kept adding words that shouldn't have been, that aren't there, rather.
Yeah, because you don't speak retard. So
Oh.
it's, geez, that's something that is, yeah, I thought about that the other day and I was like, I was so thankful for this thing. This is why the internet was born. For things
Yeah,
like this.
That, you know what happens now. People see this, and then it's all over on Twitter, like for 10 days straight, and people kill
Yeah, and
the
then
joke.
people
So.
And then people argue about where it started first and who saw it first and where it
Oh,
came
something
from.
awful had it first. Oh, who gives a shit?
I saw it
Oh,
on
it's
Tumblr.
so
yeah, well,
obvious that
I
it was
saw it on Reddit. and-
Racially
yeah,
motivated. Damn racists.
Yeah,
Whoa, man.
political correctness.
I know.
Got mad.
Gone mad indeed. And speaking of political
Cow.
correctness gone mad, well, I don't know if it really is gone mad, but they're saying it's about bloody time, which has been the response for this thing that's come out.
Could
Let
Actually,
it
no,
finish.
never mind.
Yeah, that's a good idea, mate.
Thank you. Period blood. Nuggsy had a stroke while he was interrupting me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Period blood has been shown in advertisement in an effort to confront taboos. Well, who here doesn't love the sight of period blood? I know when my wife has her monthly menstruation, I'm all over that shit. I'm photographing
Wait,
it
is it shit
with
or is it blood?
shitty blood. It's,
Oh.
I photograph it, upload it to Instagram, I get banned, I have to open up a new account, but I'm trying to celebrate her love for periods and how women shouldn't be afraid of this. But a UK company, a UK feminine hygiene company, I should say, called Body Form, my bad, Body Form.
Chloroform.
Chlorophyll, more like period juice.
I understand, sir.
They've released
Mary?
an ad, and it features red liquid, which is meant to represent blood, as opposed to the hellish
So
blue.
why didn't they use real blood? Would have made
Good
it authentic.
question. Blood coagulates, so they'd have to use something that looks pretty.
Do it fresh. Do it live.
Do it live.
Well, they said that. Why not? Why don't they? Why don't they? That's exactly right. Why don't they show just the real thing? Because they're talking about how periods are normal, showing them should be too. That's how they responded. Holy hell, that sentence really messed me up.
Yeah, I thought we were going
still
through
reading
that
the
sentence
14
again.
Yeah. They conducted a survey, and apparently 74% of men and women wanted to see more realistic representations of periods in advertisements.
But
Great.
Why?
It's not
Who did they
necess-
ask? Like 2 people, and one of them said yes, one of them said no. What kind of shit is that?
If it's not necessary to the product, why is it necessary at all?
It's probably.
Oh, I'm gonna drink a beer, but first I need to see some period blood.
Well, it is necessary to the product.
Why?
How?
It's a pad.
So, do you need real blood on that shit?
Oh, okay. Is it specific? Okay.
It's
I-
a
I-
feminine.
I missed.
It's feminine hygiene.
Okay, I missed a step here.
Okay. Yes, it is feminine. It's a pad. It's an actual. What you think? What you think? It was
All right. Well,
a beer ad?
is it?
Yeah.
Is
What
it-
else do you use pads
No,
for?
I thought it was in general.
Oh no. This is just one company who is a feminine product company, hygiene product. Far out. Feminine
All right.
hygiene products.
But I mean, I feel like if they're using pads already, they kind of know what it's used for.
I know, but this is a step forward for the whole of society to get over the
What's
taboo.
the point, Ventura?
Well, this is who knows.
Of it? No, seriously, what's the
But
point of making it? Like, the whole idea, it doesn't make a difference. Like, unless they're trying to say that, it actually it soaks all the blood, and
Because
when you're trying to demonstrate something like that, if you use just like bloody red cordial, of course it's going to react differently. They can't use that as an example when comparing, oh, this is much better than the other products you can buy because blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why they would want to have the real product.
I have another question.
But who gives a shit? Yeah.
How taboo is it really?
it's only as taboo as you make it.
Right, but I've never felt like that was. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't ask a random person on the street, but it's never been. I've never felt like I couldn't talk about it.
Maybe you should, Nuggsy.
I mean, I have.
Just walk up to someone at the bus, a lady at the bus, or a guy. I guess you
Alright,
shouldn't.
done.
You shouldn't discriminate against guys or
Wait, no,
girls.
I
here.
can't do it with old ladies because what if they're going through menopause? Then I would feel like I'm taunting them.
Good point.
Sensitive Nuggsy saves the day.
Yeah.
Thank heavens that Nuggsy was paying attention to that particular thing. But you know what? Something that seems to be a trend in every news article I read now?
No!
That they seem to put in here. This one person said on Twitter this, and then another person said on Twitter this.
I hate that. It's like they have to get normal. Sorry, not normal because that's definitely the wrong word. They have to get
Average,
opinions
outspoken
of the common people
Oh,
that know how to
yeah.
use the internet.
It's like the new version of interview. Like they find
Yeah.
a person on the street.
Yeah, it is actually. You're right.
But
It
instead
is.
of asking the permission of the person, they're taking it straight off their account.
Yeah, because I think they're allowed to because it's Twitter and their rules and all that.
Well,
shit.
yeah, I mean, I understand that Twitter is a platform that is broadcast to the world, but I mean, it's
Do
not
you?
quite the same as no.
Well, who gets to choose? Who gets to choose
Well,
them?
It's so funny though. I hate those comments. I remember reading like an article about KFC, their Twitter. Whoever's running the Twitter Twitter account should get a raise because they're following 11 herbs and spices, right? Because to match the motto, like if you click on the following list, they're following people that are named Herb and the Spice
Right.
Girls, right? Now, for some reason, that warrants a pay rise. Apparently, I think people's opinions suggest that that person did a lot of great work by making a joke, and they deserve a pay rise.
So how can I be in charge of the KFC Twitter account?
Well-
Study, what is it, social media at university for 5 years. I'm sure that's a course you can do now.
No, that's not how it works. You go to school, give them your
Do
HSC
nothing.
results, and then say you say you've used Twitter, and there you go, you're done. You know how to. You're now a social media expert.
Yeah, but then you got people. I'm sure there'd be marketing degrees, social media marketing.
Yeah, there are, but any
yeah,
muppet
there
can
would
run
be.
a Twitter account.
Yeah, look at
Even you
mine.
could, Ed.
Yeah, I tried to, but I kept uploading my dick pics, and I thought that was Snapchat, and then got all confused, and then wonder why people weren't sending me boobs. I realized I was requesting it on Twitter. Actually, apparently there is
Should've
nudity
done more.
on Twitter, isn't there?
Yeah,
I should've-
Shubs follows those people all the time.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Those people.
Twitter
Those-
seems
They're people too, Lever.
No, they're not.
they're products now,
They are.
and I'm hoping they use real period blood in their
Oh,
ads.
of course. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm not paying for fake.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I didn't know period blood was a taboo. Fucking hell, man! Hang up your bloody tampons on the front of your house
lawn.
and be proud of it.
And use them as nunchucks.
Give them to your cat to play with as toy
Yeah.
mice. You know what? Actually, what ad really sticks out in my memory as far as feminine hygiene goes was the guy who's... There's two of them, actually. One who's got the lady's tampons, and he's got the cat, and he's like, "Mousy, mousy," and he just throws it, and the cat's playing with it, because it's like...
I know this one, yeah.
That was a good one. That stuck in my memory. And that was showing a male and a non-female male and a male.
A non-female
Female
male.
male. And a
I'm
male.
glad you clarified. I wasn't sure.
And the second ad was a guy who uses his wife's or girlfriend's pads and is like doing silly things with them. Like he creates like a helmet. And he's like,
Yeah,
zoom,
he puts
zoom.
them on his arms like arm guards and stuff.
Yeah, that's great. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
silly, and it's including both sexes, and it's tongue in cheek. Yes, it makes guys look like a dopey, silly bastard, but I mean, that is quite
Doesn't
sexist.
understand the intricacies of women.
No. What he should have done was use the used pads and tampons. I
Yes,
reckon.
that's right. That was the mistake.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, to show that how it absorbs everything. You
Everything.
can put it all over your face. Unfortunately, they did not do that. What a bunch of idiots.
Absorb all the oils of your skin.
Somewhere across our universe, there's an alien race that has blue blood, and they've been using red dyes for all these years. And then someone's like, "No, we're going to use blue liquid this time to make it so that way menstruating periods aren't taboo subjects for our Gloganosh race,"
And then they were shot into space and died.
and died from hepatitis. I don't know why they had hepatitis on this planet, but they did.
They always do.
Well, it's crazy that people have to make an issue out of this. If you want it to be blood and red, just let it be bloody and red. Who cares? I'm not sleeping any differently tonight.
I would. Bloody
It's
hell.
all
If
about what sells.
I don't like it, I'm going to write a 140 character message complaint about how I can't sleep anymore because of this.
See, the problem with this is that it's good for them either way, because if people react negatively, then they can fight back. They can play like a very defensive.
You're
stance,
oppressing
like,
us.
You're
Yeah.
against. This is a natural, biological thing that women go through. Why are you against it? Then there's the other side, which is the more favorable side, which seems to be like people favoring it for it.
Let's
People favoring it.
let's flip it on its head here.
Yeah.
Let's
Like
let's,
a toaster.
Let's do what? You don't flip a toaster on its head, then the toaster won't pop out. The toaster will pop up into the air, and the toaster will
That's
stay
right.
in
And they
place.
stay in there.
You don't know how to play
Trying to
toaster.
escape all the time.
Stupid man. The nights at your house, Levo, you couldn't afford Monopoly, so you played the toasty game, did you?
Toaster!
Toast the
That was
postman in our basement. But they should. What they should do, I reckon, is if we're going all natural, we should be proud of women bleeding blood. Let's have ads for condoms. Ads for condoms.
Bleeding that blood.
You got guys. Ejaculation is a perfectly normal, needed thing for the human race to keep going on. Guys do it every day, or in my case, 10 times a day. And why not have a condom and use realistic-looking jizz coming out of a carrot?
Oh, isn't that illegal to do that, mate?
No, it's natural. I shouldn't be. I should be discriminated against and suppressed because I'm doing something which is completely natural and as nature intended. Is my penis taboo?
That's what porn channels are for, Ed.
That's porn. I'm talking about selling condoms here. I'm not selling sex.
But that's so narrow-minded, Ed. You could be taking advantage of the porn industry with your erotic videos.
Well, menstruation blood does as well.
Burn.
Because they're not taking advantage.
There might be. I don't know. I know.
There has to be somewhere.
Yeah, I'd say so. But then someone will come out and be like, "Oh no, it's only tomato sauce. It's not real poo. It's only ice cream."
I know what you're trying to say.
Lucky they had that
Disgusting piece of shit.
Literally.
Oh.
wasn't a singular piece, was it?
Multiple pieces, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. It was more like a frozen yogurt look. Now I'm thinking about it. I want to rewatch it in slow motion.
I want frozen yogurt.
You want to what?
No, just kidding. Who's a frozen?
No, you're not.
Oh boy. Okay, what do we got
Oh boy, indeed.
Nuggsy, I have to figure out your topics because there's no articles and there's no
Yeah.
links.
I didn't have any articles this week. There was just random things I thought of, and I kind of just jotted them down.
Oh, okay. So these are your own thoughts, they're not influenced from articles.
No. So the first column is for like shit you think of or something you want to talk about. Then you have like, if you have a link you want to talk about.
Okay, well let's
That was
focus
the idea anyway.
on the first one then. Comment classification E5 clarification. Thank you. I haven't got
Yeah,
my
it
reading
was-
glasses on.
So it was more to bring up the comment from last week that we had.
E5.
regards to
Yeah.
What's E5?
In regards to the ion thrust. We were corrected.
We were indeed. Thank you very much, loyal listener, for
Come on.
kicking us down
Canals? Canals. Oh, thanks, mate.
into the deep ground. I was talking about how the ion thruster, which is new technology being developed, I should say, by the blessed people at NASA, would be a far more effective piece of technology than the chemical reactive thrusters that we are currently using. Faster and more efficient. And I have been informed that I was slightly off, just a little bit.
Slightly, you say.
Just slightly off. Well, actually, I don't know, because I read the comment and I was like, this is too smart for me. I need to stop because I need an adult.
That's Kamal.
Okay, Kamal, or should I say user
Say.
100
Canals.
101 deaths.
See that I saw this comment, and
You killed yourself.
yes, 101 times.
Disgust.
And then I was told by the person that they left a comment, and I saw 101 deaths, and I thought,
That has to be it.
this person has been masquerading as somebody else.
Hmm,
Interesting.
interesting. Well, when I discovered Nuggsy, what your username was on YouTube, and I realized you were that person, I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, what is?
Disappointed because you thought you found someone like new, and then
Yes,
turns out
it was
you're
Nuggsy.
bosses.
For me and
Yeah, it's
Richard,
not
actually.
Nuggsy on YouTube.
That's Damn it! How could you do that?
Benicius.
But yes, I'm not going to read out the comment because you should all go to that last week's episode of the
Would
podcast.
you like me to read it out for you, Ed?
And no. I think we should get. Okay, just read it out.
Well, I had a feeling you didn't want to read it because you would struggle. Was that
No.
the case?
The iron rockets don't actually deliver higher peak thrust than conventional rockets. Ion thrust. Now I am nervous. Is actually so low that they could not break Earth's orbit. I'm guessing alone, unlike a standard rocket. See, you corrected us. I correct your grammar there. 101. The point. The point of the iron rockets is that they are one much smaller, much smaller and lighter. Two, that they can be fueled by less for a much longer time. They are designed for in-space use where there is no gravity to fight against, and that oh jeez, and that's why
their top speed is
so high. Thank you, because in space you can keep accelerating at speed, those speeds.
Eventually reach intense speed.
Yep. So regardless, it does not result in G-force. Acceleration does not. Okay, cool, understood. Science stuff, really smart. Thank you for clarifying.
Oh.
See, it's all about education.
So I assume they would have the normal rockets, and then they would just have those as a secondary ones.
Which is pretty standard.
Already attached.
They have the main thrusters on the outside of a rocket, which then leave the rocket when they're leaving the atmosphere, and then they have secondary thrusters and then third thrusters. Or however many.
Do modern... I mean, I don't know very much about modern
Family
shuttles or anything.
TV show
That was a good show.
was. What happened to it?
I don't know, I just fell off it.
It got too repetitive.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Ariel Winter had her boobs reduced.
Yeah, but I'm surprised why she even bothered. She loves the attention.
That's exactly. sorry. I'm just very passionate about Ariel Winter. That topic of boobs. Where were we?
Anal bleeding.
Do they still break apart?
The boobs? Well, it depends how big they are.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you mean the
Go on. No, tell me more.
You mean the thrusters? My
No,
thruster.
I mean
anyway.
the boobs now.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know, Nuggsy. I need to find out. We need this for science. This is why I watch porn.
Come on, answer the question for us.
We'll
talk about that next week.
Okay. Do the thrusters break apart?
No. Do the when they send craft into outer space, do they still have the 3 different stages of launch?
They break off to reduce weight, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, because each rocket would be designed to continuously accelerate the next portion, right? But that was like 20 or so years ago. Has it changed? Is it still the same?
No, they have the main thrusters. Okay, I'm not an expert by any means, but from what I've seen from Kerbal Space Program, believe it or not, and the few things I read from NASA, the main thrusters, most of it's just massive fuel tanks, huge fuel tanks, and they need to jettison these fuel tanks as soon as they can to help the spacecraft have less to carry up into space. Once they're out of space, then I'm guessing you don't have to worry about it because no gravity, no friction.
So the for all intents and purposes, the rocket is intact the whole time. The only thing that's jettisoned are the fuel tanks.
Correct. Well, there's separate stages of a fuel of different thrusters. The main rocket, which holds whatever's going to space, be it the satellite or the astronauts or whatever,
Yeah.
they remain intact, and they
Because
have.
SpaceX are the ones that managed to get that back intact, right?
Are they?
A couple of times.
Good on
Yeah,
them.
I believe so.
That's good. That's really good. Main thing, well, the main issue is for us to get into space is fuel consumption and the amount of energy required, which means the heavier something is, the more fuel we need. So it's a really tough thing. We just need a big.
Oh, and I was just thinking because, like, depending on, because I don't know the stages of a space flight. Like, where would you have those ion thrusters? I imagine if you were using it for outer space and you wanted a small capsule, then those would have to be attached to the main capsule, and then everything else would break away.
It would be yes. It would be kind of, think of it like a don't want to say an onion, but cornetto. The outside of the cornetto is all crispy.
Like cornettos?
Yeah, why not? Well, the outside of the cornetto
Cone
is all crispy, it breaks away, and then you got the inside of the cornetto, which is all the ice cream, which would then be the secondary thrusters, which would fall away, and then you got the chocolatey tip, which would be where everything is, the important stuff, the payload.
So an inverted cornetto.
Inverted, yes, you wouldn't have it aerodynamic wise, it wouldn't really work. But there, if you're interested, Nuggsy, I'd suggest watching Kurt J. Mack, him doing his.
You called?
What? Kurt J. Mack. He did a really good series on he does the Firelands or Bust Minecraft series, but he also has the Kerbal Space Program series, which he goes through it, and you can kind of learn about it that way.
How do you spell the name, out of curiosity?
Whose name?
The YouTuber. It was a YouTuber, yeah.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. I'm just checking it out. Actually, he's in the Guinness Book of Records for his Fireland series, which was the furthest anyone's ever traveled in a single Minecraft realm. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
He's a cool guy. Don't play that video. That's him there.
Don't play
See,
the video.
the interesting thing about
No, he's
the last 4 letters of his YouTube channel.
Jamak.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the initial of my first name. And I used to use... Huh?
Nothing. Just cry about it.
I used to use those last 3 as a part of my signature for a while.
Oh. Which you're completely and utterly entitled to do. But you don't have
No.
Mac in your... Is Mac your middle name, or...
No.
No? You just wanted to
You
use
don't
it.
know his
Part of my
surname.
last name.
It's funny. Your invitation to the wedding must have really just been Nuggsy.
It's seriously, I only know Nuggsy as
not-
Nuggsy.
It was Nuggsy McMahon on the name tag. Everything else was my actual name.
Oh, that's weird. It has to be Nuggsy.
The only difference there being that I don't have an A in Mac. Ours is just MC.
Ah, okay. Oh, well, let's move away from
It's the
space.
same thing.
Let's move away from space. We
I
don't...
thought you loved space, Ed.
I do, but we don't want an entire podcast. This isn't the space podcast. This is the current events podcast.
Space.
I'm moving from new
Speaking
technology.
of current events, I'm sick of NBN. Continue.
Oh, NBN's just... Oh, don't get me started on NBN. Everyone's
Okay.
complaining about it. Moving from new technology to old technology, and specifically...
NBN, how relevant.
Oh, the NBN. Is that
That's actually kind of true, isn't it?
Yeah.
really is. Well, when was it brought out? Early 2000s, or was it spoken about in the early 2000s?
No, early 2010s.
Yeah.
Well,
2013 maybe. I don't really.
talking about ridiculously slow internet, Nokia has brought out. Now, this shocked me actually because I thought it was only going to be a 2G phone, but they brought out the 3310 3G phone,
Hey.
which is a lovely call out to the past. But the guy who used it for a business week, it wasn't even a full week, it was a business week, ended up, from what I understood from his review about the whole situation, he ended up presenting it because although it's kind of like the old brick phone from back in the day with, new crystal screen, the negatives far outweighed the nostalgia factor of any kind of Nokia lover, because
So,
Wow.
sucked. Because it sucked.
you were interested in picking this up, weren't you?
Yeah, but then I almost bought one, but then I found out that from what I read,
just-
is only going to be 2G. But apparently
Just
not.
remember, though, that's just one person's opinion, mate. Well, what are the bad things about it?
Has no Wi-Fi. It only has data. It doesn't. It's got a numerical touchpad, so there's no keyboard. It's not touch screen. The data connection that it does have is really, really bad. The browsers it uses, he only ever, out of the 9 out of 10 times that he used it, it only worked once. And when he did get a chance to Google something, Google doesn't support the screen size, so he had issues with that. No, they updated Snake, and the problem is it's not. It was just. It doesn't have the. Okay, people who played Snake know Snake, and if you update it, it becomes a product for the new kids, but they don't want to play it because it was a shit update. But the old people who want to play it for nostalgia factor will be like, well, this isn't the Snake I know. I don't want to play it. These are the ones I'm just remembering off the top of my head. There was a few more issues. Terrible camera was another issue he had. Sending a text message, of course, took forever to do. Putting new contacts into your phone, can't do that.
They delivered quickly what people wanted.
Kind of, pretty much. They delivered the phone, but they were hoping to get like an updated version of it.
Right.
It's not a touchscreen.
But that's what phones were like.
Yep.
Exactly.
So be careful what you wish for.
They'll be like, oh, let's get a steam train. They're really nice. Oh, why is it so slow? The fuck?
But look, it's
exactly what it is.
Look at this. We can see the scenery now, I guess.
It's only $90. It'd probably be 200 in Australia, but it's only $90 wherever it is.
If you just need a phone, then it's perfect. If you need to do all that other shit, then of course it's not going to be any good. And isn't that funny? Because that's exactly what you were asking for before you got the iPhone.
Yeah. Well,
what are the phone that just did that?
That calls and does all that. That's correct.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it would be harder to go back to that. I don't know for you specifically, Ed, but once you get used to something, going back to like another thing that's completely different.
Obsolete.
I think Ed would also.
Obsolete is a pretty good word for it in a way.
Well, it's
obsolete technology.
I did buy. It is obsolete, well, almost. It still does call an SMS, but I did buy an old phone that wasn't a touchscreen for like $30 just for a couple of weeks. That got smashed, and because I got pissed off.
Really?
Yeah, it was only $30, so I felt not as bad smashing it. And using a numeric, having to press out all the buttons to send out a text message was probably the most grinding thing I've ever had to do.
I can imagine.
It was just going from what I know now to if I had to go back in time and relive my childhood, like how we were talking about last podcast about taking the blue pill and going back 10 years.
Oh yeah.
That would be the one thing. It's like I don't have an iPad now. I don't have a tablet. I don't have a smartphone.
It's less responsive.
I know where to put all my money into stocks, but yeah, everything is slow. There's no Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh, everything's on Ethernet cables again. I mean, my computer is on an Ethernet cable.
Because it has to be. We can't do anything without an Ethernet connection, right?
But I'm just saying, for the iPad, the iPhone, oh boy, having to go back to an old Nokia. But then I'd probably adjust to it eventually, because everyone would type slowly. But, but I like... They said that one thing was that it was a decent MP3 player, which I think's, good. I like a phone with an MP3 player. And it does take micro SD cards, so you can store probably quite a bit of music on it. And, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It's a very cute phone. Let's face it, the Nokia phones were pretty sweet little phones. I liked them. Great for the anus. And you could just play with them and drop them.
I wonder if... Yeah, I was gonna ask, are they still as
durable?
Durable is the word.
I don't know. He doesn't
kind of test that out, because that would be interesting.
It didn't. This person, Tim Biggs is his name.
Oh, is he big, mate? Oh shit, yeah.
No, he spells it with 2 G's, so it's
Oh, he's bigger than big. Oh shit, yeah.
He's...
Sorry, I got too excited about that. So big. Oh, sorry.
Big plus.
Not as big as mine. Yeah.
Big.
I mean, other than the fact that it's a gimmick and people will smile at you when, you know, he said people would look at it on him at the street and be like, oh, look at that, isn't that cute? Other than that, there's no real reason to get this thing. Not being able to get email easily, I mean, I think it does say you can do banking and stuff, but he said it's just not convenient whatsoever, so...
Do you think hipsters would latch onto this? Or do you think this is something that would be below them? Like, because it's kind of a craze in a sense.
I don't know any hipsters. I thought they do stuff before it's cool.
Mm.
So they're
but usually they do stuff before it's cool after it's already been cool.
Oh.
And they're trying to make it cool again.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole vinyl thing. Vinyls died for ages. And they just sat around in like op shops and stuff. And now everybody wants vinyls and vinyl players.
Vintage.
And this is the hipsters
vintage
that you're saying are doing it. Oh dear.
Well, it's meant to be.
Admittingly, I would definitely get. There's a particular vinyl I've been looking for like 10 years,
yeah.
but I just can't find it.
I mean, I completely understand the appeal. We have heaps of records here, and I wouldn't mind getting a decent LP player, but they're expensive as hell.
I've got an LP player, but it doesn't work.
Really? Oh, how come it doesn't work?
I don't know. I had nothing to, no speakers to plug it into, and I don't know. I'd start it up and put a record on. I've only got the one record, and just wouldn't do anything.
You might need a new needle.
It's brand new. It's brand new.
Oh,
out of the box, fresh out of the box, bro. But
because we have record players too, but you'd need to avoid getting scratches on the vinyl. We'd need new needles, and for something as old as that, it'd be pretty hard to come by.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. That's
what my dad said. Because I mentioned to him that I wouldn't mind getting a new one. And he's like, well, if you do, buy as many noodles as you can, just...
Just don't become an addict, son.
Yeah. I'm not paying for the bills.
I've got one record that I'd like to listen to, and I got it when I was really, really small, because I won it in a competition.
What is it?
What did you win, mate?
It was the Bugs Bunny show, for those of you old enough to remember. You know how the...
No, I don't remember anything, mate.
Oh, nobody might remember. Do you remember the
saying? Bugs
Bugs Bunny show?
Describe it.
Oh, this is a lady who would host it, and they would show just clips of Bugs Bunny, I guess.
I remember like Looney Tunes sort of things on Showline, but it wasn't just Bugs Bunny. If it was just purely Bugs Bunny, then
No, it was all Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes.
Oh, then yeah, it was on Channel 9, right?
Probably. I was too young to remember.
Oh, well, I can.
I mean, yeah, I saw like Looney Tunes and all that
yeah,
stuff.
definitely not just Bugs Bunny.
There we go.
Bugs Bunny show.
So it was the Bugs Bunny show. It would have compilations of Looney Tunes.
Shit.
No, that's what they called it though. The Bugs Bunny show. I remember that.
Right, Biggs Bunny, got it.
Okay. Anyway,
he's Biggs.
Once a week,
with 2 G's.
Once a week, they'd have it is spelled with 2 G's. They'd have a competition. You send in your name on an envelope. They'll put it in a big drum, and then they'd spin the drum around, and they'd pull an envelope out and be like, "Congratulations, such and such, Tim Biggs of Canada for winning, or not Canada, somewhere in Australia. You've won this week's thing." And I won it one week when I was 4 years old.
I can't believe that's amazing.
And I got a signed copy of Seal. I got a record that Seal signed.
Because of the Space Jam shit?
Space Jam?
Oh, never mind. Because he did a song on the Space Jam soundtrack.
Like a R Seal?
No, Seal from The Voice, who was
I'm not interested anymore.
Kiss from a Rose.
That's right.
I want Seals.
I love it. I love Seal. I don't listen to much of his stuff, but I love Kiss on Rose and whatever that song's called.
I do too. It's really great.
I wonder if they realised they were sending this record to a 4-year-old.
Well, of course, kids watch the show. Anyway, he signed it. I've still got it up on my wall. It's quite old now, so it's not in the best condition.
I don't remember ever seeing a Seal record.
It's hidden behind all this stuff. I want to frame it.
Oh.
I really do, so that way, because it's Seal's signature, man. Seal.
R.
Oh, well. But I'd like to be able to listen to the record, even just once, just so I know the songs that he wrote back in the...
That's so cool, actually.
early
I'm very,
90s.
very turned on right now. I mean, I'm very happy to hear about that. It's really, really interesting.
Maybe he'll meet me and sign...
Halfway.
Maybe. Sign the other side of it. I don't know. I'd like to be able to meet him and just be like, hey, you gave this to me when I was a little kid, and Thank
They're like,
you.
Sure, kid.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is back when you had hair, Seal.
You had hair? Wait, what?
Yeah, young Seal did.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well.
I remember.
Anyway, enough with the old, in with the new. We've moved away from Nokias and vinyls, and let's move into the self-service registers. Nuggsy.
Oh yeah.
What? Wait.
Do you guys use the self checkout, self-serve registers?
All the time? It's how they allow us to reduce...
That's the only time, absolutely, you have to use it you have to use it.
And by having
Necessity.
less
You
people...
don't have to use it. You could use the normal register with this person serving you.
What,
Shut up, Nuggsy!
the two that they open on a really busy day,
Yeah.
and that way you can wait in line with like six other people filled with
And
trolleys.
you look at the self-serve and there's like 50 people there. You're like, oh, I'll line up here. And then you look back and all the people who are lined up are already finished. And you're like, well, I'm not moving now.
That's my life. Yep.
That was me last week.
You must have been angry.
No, I was like, look, I made this decision in my life to line up at this particular moment. I could have left 5 minutes ago, but I've committed.
You should be.
No, I feel I had on Saturday when I was looking for that thing for Georgie.
Saturday? Did you say
Saturday?
Saturday, sorry, yes.
Oh, yeah, I still gotta get something for John.
The thing for Georgie, right? That Bob's Burgers thing, which I actually have now.
Oh, good.
I was waiting in line for like 10, 20 minutes. Like I didn't move at all, not once.
Because the guy...
And just like there were three people. Because all they do is try to socialize with the people and try to have a conversation.
Really?
Like, shut the hell up! I'm busy. I want to go, and I got denied anyway. Oh,
Cock blocked again.
yeah.
Last one I went to, I had to start the conversation with the guy, and I was just like, "Oh, so you like stuff, man?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got a bid, and oh yeah, we didn't have your product, so fuck you."
Tell me about it.
Don't you just do the pleasantries? Oh, how's it going? Yeah, alright, how are you? Oh yeah. Well,
Usually,
Yeah, that's it.
now serve my groceries, bitch. And then, oh, have a good day. You too.
serve your groceries. What, they have to be? They're thirsty and they need a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But two lumps, please.
Well, I was thinking about this is a big thing because this whole Amazon warehouse in Melbourne is really causing the strife apparently in the retail industry, which
Hang on a second. They have a warehouse in Melbourne now.
they are opening one up. I don't know how
Okay.
soon it is,
I know
but it's coming.
I know they're planning on opening up over here, but I didn't know they were starting off in Melbourne.
I think it was Melbourne.
So what did you say? The what? I just tuned out just that split second. What's opening up?
An Amazon warehouse.
Oh, yeah. If you prepare for next year's
Yeah.
proper online storage, online store.
About time.
Yes.
I'm so sick
I
of
know, right?
going onto Amazon. Not that I've tried it before in the past, and it's like, oh, this is exactly what I want. $50 postage and handling. Fuck you.
Oh, I can't wait to pay double the price anyway. Yay!
Well, apparently they have sales on Amazon, but it's going to affect the retail industry at some point, to some degree.
The problem is that the retail industry aren't helping themselves. The retail industry could use the internet to their advantage, but they don't.
True.
And instead, they'll sit there and they'll blame the internet for the lack of sales, and then they'll get politicians involved, and they'll try and introduce taxes in order to increase the retail industry. All right, you tax internet sales. That tax isn't going back into retail stores. They're going to sit on it. That's more money in their pockets.
It's more money for
So
the
what's the point
CEO.
of slapping a tax on internet sales? Or are they trying to push people off internet sales? Nobody's going to move back into retail stores
No.
unless there's something to entice them.
It's this whole Uber versus taxi ordeal. It's like the taxi industry is like, oh, fuck you, Uber, you're ruining our lives, stealing our careers. I've been a taxi driver for 40 years. Well, why doesn't the company then update and compete? Actually, I met a taxi driver, and I was like, oh, we just got talking back from the airport, actually. And I was like, how's, things been, what's your opinion on Uber? And he goes, oh, you know what? I'm smart. I do both, I get paid to be a taxi driver. I get paid to be an Uber driver. And I do.
Smart.
Yeah, good on him.
I was like, well, there you go. You adapt to it. If the taxi companies
Or DAP.
want to adapt to it, they should create a taxi app that's effective and efficient, and not have taxi drivers that have that 10,000 fees for one thing. At least tell you straight away.
That's. I was thinking about it on the way home from your house the other night.
Oh yes.
I was thinking Uber's pretty easy to get hold of to begin with.
Yes.
And then I kept thinking of why Uber is better, but there was always a counter argument. Like, one could be, oh well, taxi drivers kind of rely on it as an income, but there are Uber drivers who rely on Uber as an income.
Yeah.
But the sole distinction that I could find in the end was that as an Uber driver, you can decide when to clock in and clock out, and
Clock in and clock out.
and it's all kind of up to you. Whereas a taxi driver, that's their livelihood. Like, an Uber driver could just stop and not Uber again. Like, he doesn't have to Uber if he doesn't want to.
True. So anyone could quit their career if they wanted to. Nuggsy. Taxi driver could become a politician.
An Uber driver.
Or an Uber driver, yes. Even
Like, the amount of Uber drivers I've spoken to, and most of them would work on Fridays and Saturdays, which is a given. It's understandable. Others say they do it most of the week. Others they just say, oh, I feel like going for a drive, and they just flick on the app and they take people around. Like, it seems it's so versatile in a way.
It's cool. It's like casual working almost.
It is.
I want to become an Uber driver now. I need a car
You could.
and a license.
Maybe a better car than George's.
Yeah, one that's got less dead people in the back.
Less blood stains and cum stains.
More cum stains than blood. Just to get back to the whole Amazon thing here.
Oh yes.
Especially with retail, because I took into consideration what you said about the whole why would people want to bother with retail when you can get it cheaper through Amazon, and I actually had, I don't want to say an argument, but a discussion with a customer at one of my stores who we specialize. It's a toy shop, obviously, and because we sell toys, and
But where?
nowhere that's
Where can
important.
people buy these toys, Ed?
All over Australia and New Zealand. So, our prices are marked up pretty considerably, which is it's just, it doesn't take an idiot to know this. And we had someone come in, and it's like, they asked a few questions, and I gave them a decent 10 minutes help, trying to find a product. It's like, oh, I can't do this, and this is a common thing. There's a lot of common things. I reckon everyone should be, criminals should be not sent to jail. They should be sent to work in retail, because that is the fucking punishment and a half. But it's a job. So this person, they found this product, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. And they went onto their phone, and they said it's, $10, $15 cheaper at Target. Why don't I just go there and buy it? And
That's a great fucking question.
And this is my response. I said, you can do that. That's perfectly fine. That is within your right as a consumer to do that. But think of it like this. Had you gone to Target, would you have had someone give you 10 minutes of their time going through every product, or at least a wide range of their products with expert knowledge, being able to then find you the products that you will lock... Oh, trust me, I know more about toys than I do about my own shits now. Be able to find the product within your price range, and then be able to tell you why it is good for your child and why it will be something that they will enjoy. And they stood there silently, and they said, good point. Because
Did they buy it?
I don't remember. But what I do know is, if you
and they walked out, they were like, "Good point," and then walked out. Bought it at Target.
Bought it at Target, probably. And that wouldn't surprise me one bit. But the point of the fact of the matter is, you can go to a store and have the customer experience and have someone that can help you with this product. You could buy something online. Go ahead, get it cheaper, and if you know exactly what you want, then that's fantastic. Then go for it. But if you're not too sure what you're looking for, you go to find someone with expert advice. If you want something that is cheaper, you go to Amazon or you go to Target, which is, I guess, Amazon back in the 90s, because it's cheaper. You won't get the service and you won't get the help that a specialized store will give you, but you will find it at a cheaper price. So it's a trade-off for
I find that
service.
Interesting, Ed.
Thank you.
I remember a time Oh, so long ago now it was.
Okay.
When I bought a couple of things, and one of those things in particular, you found it at a different store. You said, oh, I'm sorry to tell you this, Nuggsy, but I found it $15 cheaper here.
Yeah, I do remember
And
that.
you're like, you can go return it if you want. No, I'm fine. You sure? You can just go return it. No, I'm just good. I'm happy. I'm happy with the purchase that I've made.
Yep.
Wouldn't shut up about it for the rest of the day.
I will. Okay, granted, that was a specialized store, and then we went to a chain store. But I will say this: that product that you found, you didn't request any help to get, and there was no service provided, except for at the cash register, which is the exact same service we had at the Zing. So in that situation, if a store is going to be not as diligent as someone, say, like if I ran a store, then really they are no different to... It's about the customer service. If you deny a customer that service and you ignore them, you don't even say hello. I don't even remember being said hello to when I walked into a store. The one thing I had drilled into me when I started retail, 30 seconds, everyone that walks into a store, say hello. At least somebody does. Within 2 minutes, approach them.
I have a question,
and if they need help.
If that person was being served by someone other than you, would they have gotten the same quality of service?
You mean in my store?
Yes.
Not all the time. The store is only as strong as its
then
weakest
how
link.
is that any different? So it could be almost exactly the same. They walk in, they rummage around, buy what they're looking for, and leave.
True.
No customer service whatsoever.
But this is my personal
Is it
standards.
not dependent then?
Not dependent,
Because
but
I could probably have found plenty of places to get metal earth that were far cheaper. But at that point in time, I couldn't be bothered looking for metal earth anywhere else because there was metal earth in front of me. So I bought what I saw.
then that becomes a matter of convenience. And
Right. But I didn't have a problem with it. You were the one who had a problem with it.
Yeah, because I'm a tight ass. I like to save cash. But again, you got the exact same experience at both stores. Why not just go with something cheaper then?
Because I didn't know there was something cheaper and wasn't bothered going all the way back to return something I was happy with anyway.
We walked past it on the way.
Got lost. I don't remember why we did walk past it. Yeah, but I didn't care.
Okay, then that's fine. You know what?
Because
I'm over
not
it.
only did we walk past it again, I would have to walk back, and then bought it and then came back.
That's it, and that's true. And they probably would have said why, or we can only give you a store credit. It would have been more trouble.
Put it there and then anyway.
But you're right. In fact, you should be proud that you helped an Australian company, Nuggsy. So,
and I built it, and it's sitting on my shelf, and I'm happy.
And that's right. Good. I'm glad. You know what? Nobody's perfect. Nobody, especially me. In fact, I'm very unperfect, and that's what makes us human.
Say, though,
Thank you. What were you saying, Nuggs?
No, well, I mean, obviously can't speak for everybody in your store, and I'm sure for the people who are actually looking for help and need help, it's nice to have people that are able to help.
Definitely. Nothing's worse than going into a store and being like, "Excuse me, can you tell me about this?" And people are, "Oh, no."
See, I understand that because if you don't get the training, or if you're not taught any better, then how do you know?
That's it.
Because there's someone I worked at Spotlight, and the amount of times people would come up to me and go, "Oh, can you tell me about pillows?"
Fuck them all.
I had a lady come up and ask me about pillows. She's like, "Oh, I need a very specific type of pillow. Like, I need something firm. Like, I have something soft." She's like, "I tried this pillow, tried that." She's like, I just said, "Look, I don't know. I've bought this." Like, I showed her the pillow that I was using. Said I've bought this pillow at first. Because she was saying how, like, when she buys a pillow, it usually, like, slips out from under her head during the night.
What's wrong with her head? Tell her to change the shampoo.
But that happens with new pillows because they're really, like, they're all, like, tight and firm.
Slippery, and I know what you mean.
So it takes a bit to get used to, and I just told her that. I just said, that happened to me to begin with, but I gave it a week and it's fine. It's a good pillow.
There's two things I learnt. One, if it's not your department, it's not your problem. So if your department wasn't, what is that? Beddery? Bed stuff?
Battery.
What do you call it? Upholstery? No.
It's Manchester.
Manchester United.
But I like Bettery better.
Veterinary, then be like, sorry, it's not my area of expertise. I will find someone for you. Or I love the number one thing I love is customer reviews, because we have a lot of return customers, and they'll often tell me, oh, this was great, or this wasn't as good as we thought. So if there's a product that's like, oh, I've had several customers come back and say they loved it, then that shifts the responsibility off me and put it onto those customers.
That being said, I saw that lady again once after. I think she bought 1 or 2 pillows, and I asked her how it went, and she said they didn't work.
Bitch.
So I don't think she's giving the pillows enough time.
I don't know. Maybe she's weird. Maybe she's just eating them or something.
Yeah, maybe she is. Maybe she's one of those, like, I'm addicted to eating my pillow fluff or something.
People do that.
She just come in with this stupid story about not being able to sleep properly because of her pillow. She just wanted to eat the fluff.
She wants to find ones that are easier to digest.
Yeah.
What a crazy bitch. Lever, have you had any problems with your pillow when you fuck it?
No, fluff
Stuffing
free,
doesn't
I
fly
must
out for
say.
you?
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. You don't do any stuffing.
No snuff.
Snuffle. But yeah, because when I see a self-serve register, I don't know, like, I find the idea of using them daunting, so I just look for a register that doesn't have many people and use that.
Fair enough. Definitely fair enough. I've trained myself. At first, I hated them. I hated them with a passion. I would have arguments with them in the store. I have on more than one occasion got verbally very loud in front of people because computers just piss me off up a wall without any issues. And I have lost my temper in Coles and Woolworths before using these machines. But over time, I've learnt how to use them. I've understood them, and then by the time I've understood how they work, they update the software and everything's different. But then I'll learn again to be patient and to cool my tits. And even though it's iOS 11 now and it's stupid as fuck and they keep changing iTunes, it's okay because I'll learn it and then they'll upgrade it. And they say it's better, even though it's fucking worse. And they say it's fucking better, but it's not. It's fucking worse. So I think this is something you got to give time. I'm sure, like, if you were 60 years old or 90 years old, I wouldn't want to stick you on a self-service register because that is not the world that you grew up in. We're still young enough to be okay. It's like, imagine it's like the kids now knowing how to, not babies, toddlers, 2-year-olds. You see them in prams using touch phones and swiping and that. Imagine giving them a Nokia from 15 years ago. Be like,
what the shit is this, Dad?
Exactly.
Get it out of my face now.
where's the fucking Teletubbies, you cunt?
Oh, wow. Too true, bro. Too true.
I want my Hitler doll back.
Every week he has to get an honourable mention. Oh, jeez.
He's an honourable man. Said no one.
Said no one ever. But yeah, I've had kids swear not at me, but other staff members.
Daddy, you fuckhead! I need this now.
It's gotten that bad. I had a kid throw. The parents were like, we're going to get you one of these toys. And the kid's like, I want all 3 of them. It's like, no, you can't have all 3. And then the mum actually caught up the dad and she was like, how much is it going to cost your daughter to get out of the store? And she said this really loudly, like in front of like a line of people gathering up. And the kid was like starting to actually pick up the toys and throw them around. Like, I'm trying to break this because I'm pissed off. And it was like a case of like, either you leave now or I'm going to, either you leave of your own choice or I'm going to have to ask you to leave because this kid is pissing me off and everyone else.
Can you kick the kid out of the store?
I'm sure I could if I wanted to. Hell yeah. Of course I could.
So this person actually said that, huh?
Yeah, they said that. And
what happened? Did they get embarrassed and leave, or did they start a complaint and go on Facebook and complain about the poor service?
Probably all the above. They just left the store because they were on the phone and they were dragging out a screaming kid, and it was just a case of discipline your kids. They have to learn. Children have to learn the word no. And so many parents be like, "Oh, I know you're kicking and screaming, little Jimmy, but okay, we'll get you this. Oh, you want your Megatron blaster? Okay, we'll get you that too. Will you stop? Okay, stop hitting mummy. Stop hitting daddy. Okay, that's fine. Yes, I love you too. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. $90.
That's why
please.
you can't wait to be a father.
You kidding me? I had my tubes tied ages ago, mate.
You cut everything off.
What dick? I don't need a dick anymore. Just no chance of this happening.
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, it's so not complicated. It's seriously life without so less. Oh, it's so less complicated. but oh yeah, children, just and customers.
Teachers love them.
Yeah,
You bet he does.
I love kids that come in with $200 worth of pocket money and be like, "How do you have this much cash? That's more than I get today from doing 8 hours of work, and you get all this fucking cash. I'm so happy for you." And then you get parents who come and ask if these toys are wooden and if they're organic, and you're like, "You don't
What?
need the fucking
Haven't
toy."
you heard this?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
Organic? Oh, tell
Yeah.
us the story again, mate.
just that they can't. There's
Oh.
so much stuff.
Great story, thank you.
You lose track of it all. You had a customer ask if wooden toys, if they're organic wood. We've had customers come in and ask, "Can I open this product up and look at it?" They actually wanted to tear the plastic open. Thus, you can't
Why?
sell a product because she wanted to make sure that it was the right thing. And she said, "Can I tear this open?" "I don't know. Can you? You dumb bitch." I just
The next person who asks if it's organic, you say, "I don't know, take a bite."
yeah, I should. I really should.
Oh, fuck.
And and there's so many things. We have thefts. We have so many thefts. We have,
Oh, that's a given in retail.
it is, and oh, it was great because we had Pokemon cards were the number one things that was stolen from our store, and we had it out on the shelf. And one day I came across it, like in a week we'd come across like 10 different packets that had been opened, and not even stolen, just open and cards thrown around, like as if to say, "Fuck you, fuck everything. I'm gonna watch the world burn." And so I said, "Enough's enough," and I moved all the Pokemon card stock behind the shelf behind the counter, sorry, because they can't. There's always someone behind the counter or within eyeshot behind the counter. You can't steal, and
You did that.
I did that as a big fuck you, and I actually said out loud to myself, "Steal them now, you little bastards." And one day we had two kids come in. I knew exactly the kind of kids they were. Excuse me, where are your Pokemon cards?" I said, "They're right here behind the counter, mate. Which ones are you after?" I said, "We got the ones in the metal tin, which are the collector's items, or we got the booster packs." And one of them was like, "Oh, I don't need those ones," and just walks out. And the other one's like, "Oh yeah, we got those, don't need them," and walked out. And I said, "What, the ones you have to pay for, you little shits?" Oh gosh.
Oh, what
Sounds like you had a great time.
Oh, you gotta love kids, don't you?
You do. You
have
just gotta slap them around and let them know who's the boss.
I wish. I don't believe in violence by any means, but kids really do need some disciplining sometimes.
You don't need to beat the shit out of them. Just slap them around.
That's still considered abuse, aren't we?
Who the hell's told you that?
Mm,
My daddy never said that.
Yeah. He said, "Complain about this," and pulled the whip out.
yeah.
No.
I don't remember getting smacked. It was just a thing that happened in my house. My mum denies it now, but I brought it up. I said, "Mum, you hit me. I remember being hit." She's like, "No, I never raised my hand to you." It's like, well,
Like looking around. No, son. I definitely did not do that.
it's
You
like,
must have had another kid
No,
in between.
never happened here.
so, oh, yeah, okay, my memories are lying to me then, obviously, mummy. But, that's the way it was disciplined. Kids were disciplined back in the day. And then someone said no. And then kids are like, "Oh, I can get away with anything now." You can't beat the... I shouldn't be laughing at such a topic, but you can't hit a kid. You can't beat them. If you can't discipline them, then they're gonna just be little bastards and think they can get away with anything.
There's two sides to that though, because some kids could react negatively. to
Yeah.
getting hit.
Of course they do. And then
It has the opposite reaction to what you're after.
True. And they grow up and be vicious bastards and horrible people themselves. It's just a hideous chain. We need to find, I don't know, better way of dealing with society.
There is no way.
Castration.
Castration. Actually, that should be it. People should not be allowed to have kids unless they pass an intelligence test. If they
Intelligence chest.
I know all about the intelligence chest. Trust me, I've been watching it all week. She's lovely. But if you don't pass basic things, people who say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to buy alcohol or drugs and just neglect my child." These people are the fucking scum of the earth, and it makes me so mad the fact that parents can have children when they really shouldn't be. Oh, I had it by accident, and I'm just not going to be a responsible parent, and I'm going to do drugs instead. No, you. Oh, oh,
Oh, you're feeling good right there.
fucking
Feeling good right there, right now.
shit! Oh, I hate them. I hate those people so much. You know, they've got a responsibility. Act on that responsibility. Do not neglect your child
Yeah, feel you, dog.
or abuse them. So, yeah, people who can't pass an IQ test of a certain level should not be allowed to have kids. I'm sorry. Or a personality test, an intelligence test. Done. Make it happen. Let's kickstart this.
Honestly, seriously, it needs to happen, and this needs to start with teen pregnancy, mate. Because those idiots keep their kids.
You know what's even more annoying than that?
People.
Fucking, it would. Yes.
Yes.
Because it's the people who take advantage of that, like MTV, and they make shows about it and make it look cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You serious?
Oh, it's okay if I get preggers. Everyone loves me. No one loves me.
Look at me, mom, on TV.
It's true. No one does that. Oh, reality TV is just. Oh, I hate it even more. But you're right. Why not make it fun? Why not make it that when a contestant is kicked off The Bachelor, they have to be guillotined? Is that too far? That's what's going to happen to reality TV one day, I reckon.
Not far enough as far as I'm concerned.
And then they have to eat the contestant that lost.
Oh, well.
They cook him up and eat him. Yeah, that would be great. Well, you know,
I wouldn't say I'd watch that, but I'd be interested in the concept.
I like the idea. Or you get just a bunch of
good old fry up.
rabid homeless people and put them in a preschool. And they have to be like the best teacher of life.
What happens if they're not?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but it's an idea I'm working with.
Okay.
Kickstart it.
Done.
Jeez. But yeah, reality TV. Something. No.
It's definitely something.
What time is it? Well, we're just over an hour now.
Whoa, really?
We certainly are.
Ooh.
Probably one of my most favourite podcasts yet. I say that every week, but it's true.
Yeah. I think that's
Oops, crap. Do you want to do one more topic in Nuggsy's list of things, or should we just go straight to the Would You Rather? Because that last topic lasted for about 20 minutes, so I don't know if we have time for one more or not.
What's your call? I don't care.
What is this last
It's your
one?
call, big fella.
Compliment people and sounding like a dick.
So I was on the train into the city the other day, and there was a lady sitting with. I couldn't see the kid. At first, I didn't even know if it was a kid. I thought it may have been a really short person.
A little person.
Yeah.
That's a call out back to first
But
episode.
it's because she was. I thought at first she may have been using sign language, so I thought maybe it's a young adult or something.
Okay.
And then I started to realize that, you know, after time, and that it was a kid who seemed to be severely autistic, and she seemed to be making repetitive hand gestures, and I wondered if that
pissed
was
you off.
No.
You gonna smack her?
Yes.
Why do you hate autistic
I wanted
people
her
so
to-
much?
I wanted
Yeah,
her to
bro.
just-
Come on, man.
Midget. Sorry,
Sign
a
to
little
me.
autistic person. Why?
Uh,
What happened then? Did someone actually have a go at them?
No.
Oh.
But like, she was making repetitive hand gestures, and I wonder if that was used because, you know, autistic people like repetitiveness to kind of help calm him down or something.
Possibly.
But like, it got to a point where he started to throw himself backwards, and he was hitting his head, and then he punched her in the face a couple of times. Like, he lashed out and hit her in the face. And I don't know if she was like a full-time carer or like a mother or something, but I sat there and thought, like, I have a brother who is autistic, but like not that bad. And I just sat there and thought, it takes a lot to be the carer of somebody with severe autism.
Oh, no doubt.
And I couldn't help but sit there and go, I just want to go over and say, something, words of encouragement or something. Just anything. And it might like brighten up her day or something. I don't know, anything. This poor lady.
And you're worried that it'll be taken the wrong way?
Yeah, but and then you try and you think about applying that to almost anything in life, and it might be taken as if you're being like sarcastic or like
it's inappropriate advances. You have a nice smile there. Oh well, he was obviously raping me with his words. I'm sorry, that's the fucking truth right there. No, it's a compliment.
Oh no, I know. I'm afraid to even say anything nice to anyone without like getting some sort of repercussion that I don't want to deal with. Like, straight to HR. But I just said no. You can't ask how a lady's weekend is. That's very inappropriate.
Yeah, I know. Well, anything.
But she can ask you.
Guy,
okay?
That's a nice shirt, dude. Oh, you hitting on me? Are you gay? No, man. Say it's a nice shirt. Chill, okay?
You saying that ironically? You saying that it's not a good shirt, but it is, ironically?
You gonna steal my shirt? What?
You want my shoes too? How about my socks?
Yeah, fucking thief. But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. There's been times where I've said something like, oh, you look very nice today, and then I've walked away thinking, oh no, what if she thought I was saying it sarcastically or this or that, or what if she thought I was being rude, or it's true. And you're right, carers have a very hard job. That's the industry, Georgie, my wife works in. Yeah. And it's hard. It's
I did ask her that, but she didn't really respond because the topic kind of changed a bit.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I think it comes down to the individual. You could
it also depends on the type, doesn't it?
Of care.
Because there are degrees of autism. Like there are ranges.
Oh jeez. Why is someone's phone going off?
Relax, mate.
Fuck. I just answered Georgie's phone. It was ringing, and I didn't mean to. I just picked it up, and the bloody thing answered it.
And who was it?
I don't know. I just hung up on them. Oh shit! That may have been a work thing too. Oh well. I'll send him a text message back saying sorry. Something weird happened there with my phone. Call you tomorrow morning. She's asleep. She's snoring.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't do anything anymore without upsetting somebody. You really can't. But hopefully. Who the hell calls at 10 o'clock at night? What the fuck is wrong with you? Should have said that on the phone and hung up.
But all that aside, if I'm walking down the street, I like to try and say hello to people.
Of course. Oh, definitely. I've said hello to random strangers walking.
Yeah, that's how you met like half of them and went out with them.
There's a lady in a wheelchair. I remember she was out the front of her. She wasn't in a wheelchair. Sorry, she was on sitting down one of those walker frames that has a seat on it, and I just said good morning to you. Or, good morning to her, and I think she was so shocked by the fact that some guy was, smiling and said good morning and actually greeted her in a pleasant way. She just nodded and didn't know how to respond because it was just like, oh, what do I do? Because society's moved away from that, apparently.
I think I would react the same way.
Yeah.
I aim for that on purpose.
Reacting the wrong way, or
no, to have them like kind of not know how to react.
Shock them into
because I feel like that's kind of left a little mark, and they'll go home and they'll be like, "Hey,
she already was home."
Weird guy said hello.
Yeah, was he trying to seduce me? What was he doing? It's it is. It's kind of I know I've been caught off guard on occasion. Most of the time, I've got the headspace to be like, "Oh, how do you do, sir or ma'am?" But sometimes I've been like, and I've just been like, "Oh, I've been such a tit. I couldn't even say hello back to him." So I think it really, I don't know. I guess it also depends on the society and living in a city.
Yeah, and the culture too. I know
Yeah.
culture. Play a big
Culture.
part in-
Yeah, I found it was
especially around my area.
when I went. Fair enough. Oh yeah, the area. Just yeah, the
Just
area.
like some people, like you'll say hello and they'll kind of like not even respond. They'll just keep walking.
Mhm.
Right then, couldn't even say hello. Fine,
Mm.
away. Bitch.
I found that when I went to the Blue Mountains for my honeymoon, the locals there, I spoke to more people there within the week that I was there than I did for like the entire year in Sydney. Just like people I met on the street, because everyone was just so much more friendlier, and I guess a smaller community breeds that. Where in a larger community, not the case.
Because you get pockets in the larger community. You get pockets of people who kind of stick to their own.
And you get pocket
Which is fair
knives.
enough.
Definitely.
And they put it in the pocket people.
Yeah, true.
And then they get pocket kids.
Yeah, and you get... What? Okay. Don't remember that happening when I got stabbed, but okay, if you say so. Yeah, it's society. Who knows how it's going to happen. It's going to... I fucking hope that it's going to be the case where friggin' Skynet takes over and things just either go really good or really bad for us. Hopefully really good.
Hopefully, really good.
It's just like... It's just... Anyway, that's a new topic for another day. I don't know what this picking Ed's boner is all about, but apparently...
I don't know. There was something. I've been sitting here trying to think about it, but I can't remember what it was meant to be about.
Well, maybe
Because
for...
I wanted to bring it up in the podcast, so like, I'll make it really obscure and I'll remember what it was.
Nope. Well, that's okay. We'll do it for next podcast. We'll do the...
Next podcast, I don't even remember now.
Okay, then. Well, it might spring back in your memory and this time do a less cryptic topic. Okay. What's this would you rather? Here we go. We'll read this out and finish out the evening. Would you rather run across an 8-laned highway into heavy traffic flowing oncoming traffic? What?
Into heavily
Flowing
flowing.
oncoming traffic, thank you. Or have to pick between hitting a pedestrian, running across a road, or driving into a concrete barrier, knowing either option will result in death.
So your options are you are like a game of chicken against an 8-lane highway. There's heavily flowing traffic moving at quite a fast speed.
Mhm.
Or you're driving along an 8-lane highway, and you have two options. You either hit the pedestrian, knowing that it will cause their death, or you swerve out of the way into a barrier, knowing that by doing that you will die yourself.
So the game of chicken, there's a chance I could die. There's a very big chance that I could die, or there's a very slim chance that I could survive. In the first option,
Yes.
or I can choose between killing someone with my car or missing them and killing myself.
Yes.
So this is like a would you rather with the inside of would you
You'd rather
rather
save someone else's life or yours.
Yeah.
or risk
Because
dying.
the second part is kind of what I think it was Google. They were training their AI with a series of questions, and there was a similar question along that line where you pick between hitting pedestrians walking across a road or the car. It was to test the self-driving cars, I believe, or driving into a wall, killing the people in the car. I think.
I'll just hit the brakes. Silly.
So it's kind of an extension of that in a way.
If I hit the pedestrian, would I have to go to jail, or would it be viewed that the pedestrian was to blame? And
That's a good question. I don't know.
because
I was thinking more like, you that would be something you wouldn't really forget quickly.
Because I tell you what, there are some people I see crossing 4-lane roads and not even bother looking.
Yep.
I've seen it. I've seen stupid twats do it. I think I've had it done to me, and I've slammed on the brakes, and they're like, "Oh, sorry." It's like, no, it's not a matter of sorry. It could be a matter of you're dead. You're fucking dead. You are dead, you twat.
Yeah.
And I think when will they wake up and learn? If it was a case where I was hitting a pedestrian and they were at fault, I don't think I'd still feel terrible that I took a life. But if some idiot crossed the road without looking and then I died, I think then that everyone who knew me would be angry enough and hopefully pissed off enough to sue them for their negligence for stepping out in front of a moving vehicle without looking, because they are responsible for just as much as a car when crossing the road. But without that information, see, I don't really want to die.
No, I mean, nobody wants to die.
Oh, good. We can agree.
That's well, I shouldn't say that. Not nobody wants to die.
Yeah, very, very depressed people. Some of them want to die.
I thought it was an interesting conundrum because there are variables to each one of these that there isn't is meant to be obscure for a reason, because it's not meant to be an easy choice to make.
No.
So which one would you make if you had to choose?
Well, screw the 8-lane highway thing. I don't want to be running out and playing chicken with a bunch of cars, because I know that I'd probably just be, unless I was Spider-Man, I'm dead, because I'm a pretty easy target to hit, and yeah. So hitting a pedestrian or hitting something, knowing that I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. I really don't, and it sucks. Hopefully the pedestrian I hit is old, so that way I don't feel as bad them, because it's like, you know, they're if I hit a child, I'd probably be so
Happy.
feel so terrible by it. I probably would.
He saw the kid in the store that day and he was throwing toys. He went after him instead.
It was a her, actually, but yes, yeah.
Let's not gender
Gender
or whatever they call. I don't know, whatever.
I'm sorry.
Assume.
I'm sorry. Facts are sexist here, but she was a gender of the female capacity.
Did you check, mate? How do you know?
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Had grandparents coming in saying we've got to look for toys for this little girl that we have. I don't know how, she must have been a toddler, and it's got to be less girly toys because she has too many girly toys. And I'm like, surely it's down to the kid's discretion what she fucking wants. If she wants to play with dollies, so let it. If she wants to play with trucks, let it go ahead. But don't be like, I've got a specific agenda that I'm going to be pushing onto this child. Fuck's sake. Fucking hell. Just get the kid in here and see what the kid wants.
Good call. Logic? Nah.
No.
Yeah, it's just these do-gooders that try so hard to do good when really they're having the opposite effect by pushing this do-good agenda so hard. It's like
yeah, don't they say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions?
Oh, definitely, they do. That is one I do remember quite well. No good deed goes unpunished as well.
So, what was the point of the first part? Like, would you rather run across 8-lane highway? But like, do you survive? Or like, is the last part saying knowing either option would result in death? Does that include?
No, that includes the second part.
That's only for the second part.
The first part sounds like
as in
The
knowing.
first part, you could survive.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's a chance.
It's a game of chance.
Yeah.
The last part, knowing either option will result in death, as in either the pedestrian dies or you swerve into a concrete barrier and you.
Can you guarantee who dies, yourself or the pedestrian?
No,
Yeah.
if you hit the pedestrian, the best pedestrian dies.
If you hit
So
the
you can
concrete,
guarantee that person dies, or I
Yeah, that
just
person
die instead.
absolutely dies.
Yep.
And if you drive into the barrier, you absolutely
Okay.
die. So either result will result.
Well,
in death.
that kind of doesn't make any sense to me, because you may as well just choose the first one. If okay, actually no. In my mind, my options would be the very first one, that I have a chance to live or die, or the second option. So the one where I will hit the concrete thing and die, as opposed to killing another person. So that's 100% death. The first option is only 50% death.
Yes, and then there's no death.
Yeah, and hitting the person, which I'm not going to do, is 0%. So I'll probably go the 50-50. So the first part, running across 8-lane.
if the first part is a case where it's just regular drivers and they have some distance, or at least 100 meters, I mean, there's a very well possible, I don't know, people are pretty stupid when they're driving because they're using their phones or putting on makeup or whatever. If I had a jacket and I could pull it off and wave it like a flag, like, hey, I'm here, slow the fuck down, I want to get off the road, then...
Or do you just run straight on and you can't manipulate anything?
I was thinking more like you just run straight across.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. You basically guaranteed death. People won't slow
Not
down.
always, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, see, the thing I found interesting about that part of the question was that it doesn't specify whether or not you die. It just means you're playing a game of chicken. You could die, or you could end up severely
Crippled.
You know, like you end up with like a paraplegic or
No more
like
legs.
or
no arms.
severe brain damage.
You could just be hit by a truck and gone in one fell swoop.
Yeah. So there's kind of multiple.
There's a few layers.
Yeah, like would you rather take the chance of that being a potato or something, or would you?
Mashed potato, mashed potato. I don't want to be a potato, but then, okay. I don't want to cross 8 lanes of traffic. That's suicide.
It is. It pretty much is.
And I'd sooner be dead than a potato having someone wipe my ass every day. No, screw that. That's.
I mean, you wouldn't know, but knowing that would be something is different.
Just the concept of that. My dad said to me, if that ever happens to me, son, kill me. Just kill me. I don't care. Just kill me.
My dad jokes about it. He's like, wait till I get older, you'll have to wipe my ass.
Well, you'd hope he'd have some consciousness about it though, so that way he could at least laugh to himself, knowing that you'd be doing it.
Yeah. I think I might go with hitting a pedestrian.
As I say, there's so many variables in this, but I don't want to die. I really don't. I enjoy living, but then again, knowing my luck, I'd hit the pedestrian, then I'd find out that I had cancer the next day. That's exactly how it would be.
True.
True. It's truth. It's truth. It's just the way life is. It doesn't pull back any punches. It just gut punches you and laughs.
I feel you, man. That's messed up.
It is. Life can be very messed up. Life is not fair, as Georgie keeps reminding me.
Nothing is fair in this world.
No.
No.
Well, I think that's everything.
I think so.
Yeah. There we go. We're at a minute 20... Sorry, a minute. That's a very long minute. An hour and 26... An hour and 26.
That's all right.
That's decent. I'm happy. Anyway, with that, it's been absolutely awesome having all of you here listening to our
Thanks, man.
banter. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining,
guy.
Nuggsy
Go.
and Anwi. Absolutely
Thank
sensational.
Onwe.
Well,
No, thank Onwe.
be sure to tune in next week.
Thank him now.
I am thanking him. Thank you, Anwi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh?
Be sure to tune in next week for our next podcast about heaven only knows what. We always pick fresh and current events at least ones I come across. So, yeah.
Oh, my nonsense.
It's still relevant. Even nonsense is relevant. But until next time, people, stay awesome, stay cool, look after yourselves, look after each other. Don't stop loving. And if you see a stranger in the street, say hello.
Say hello.
Pray that they don't stab you. And we'll see you next time.
Say hello and then stab them first, just in case they stab you. And then you get like.
Yeah, look after yourself first, yeah.
Teach them a lesson. They'll never forget. Bye.
See you, mate.
Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the Bread Podcast.